श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद महाराज की
जय।
जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज की
जय।
आनंद गौड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की नामाचार्य दास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय।
निदाय गो प्रेमानंदे।
हरि बोल।
All glories assembled devotees, all glories
हरे
assembled
कृष्णा
devotees.
हरे कृष्णा
Always
हरे कृष्णा।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Naranam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tado jayam udire nashtaprayeshu vagreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati nashti krishnaya vasudevaya devaki nandanaaya cha nanda gopakumaraya गोविंदाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं परमानन्दमाधवम्। हरे कृष्णा। Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 18, the perfection of renunciation. And today's verses 5 to 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very first verse 5 now. Yajna dana tapa
Hare Krishna,
karma.
Prabhu.
Yes,
Hare Krishna,
yes.
Prabhu. Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Actually, I'm on the way to home. Then I will recite all the slokas at a time, Prabhuji. I'm
Okay.
just going to home. It will take 5 minutes.
Okay, no problem. Right. Yajna dana tapa karma. Natyajyam karyamevata. Yajnyodanam tavaschaiva. Pavanani manishinam. Yajnadana tapa karma na tyajam karyameva tat yajnodanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishina. Yajnadana tapa karma na tyajam karyameva tat yajnodanam tapaschaiva pavanani manishina. Yes, Katyani Maji.
यज्ञदान
Katyani Maji.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। यज्ञदान तपः कर्मा न त्याज्यं कार्यमेव तत्। यज्ञोदानं तपश्चैव पावनानि मनीषिणाम्। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Yajna, sacrifice. Dana, charity. Taba, penance. Karma, activities. Na, never. Tyajyam, to be given up. Karyam, must be done. Eva, certainly. Tat, that. Yajna, sacrifice. Danam, charity. Taba, penance. Cha, also. Eva, certainly. Pavanani, purifying. Manishinam, even of the great souls. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up, but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. I'll repeat that translation once more. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up, but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. Verse 6. Edanyabhi tu karmani sangam tektva bhalani cha kartavyani iti me partha nishchidam madamuttamam. Edanyabhi tu karmani sangam tektva bhalani cha kartavyani iti me partha nishchidam madamuttamam. Edanyabhi tu karmani sangam tektva bhalani cha कर्तव्यानि मे पार्थ निश्चितं मदमुत्तमम्. सत्यनिवाजी
पूर्णं भगवते वासुदेवाय एतान्यपि तु कर्माणि सप्तं त्यक्त्वा फलानि च कर्तव्यानि मे पार्थ निश्चितं मदमुत्तमम्. हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Etani, all this. Abhi, certainly. Two, must. Karmani, activities. Sangam, association. Tektva, renouncing. Valani, results. Cha, also. Kartavyani, as duty. Iti, thus. May, might. Partha, or son of Prudha. Nishchidam, definite. Madam, opinion. Uttamam, the best. All these activities should be performed without any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty or son of Pritha. This is my final opinion. All these activities should be performed without any expectation of result. They should be performed as a matter of duty or son of Pritha. This is my final opinion. 7. Niyadasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate mohatasya parityagas tamasa parikirtida. Niyadasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate mohatasya parityagas tamasa parikirtida. Niyadasya tu sannyasa karmano nopapadyate mohatasya parityagas tamasa parikirtida. Yes, Katyani Maji.
पूर्णं भगवते वासुदेवाय एतस्य तु संन्यासा कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहात् तस्य परित्यागः तामसः परिकीर्तितः. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी.
Snigdha Maji.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. नियतस्य तु संन्यासः कर्मणो नोपपद्यते मोहातस्य परित्यागः तामसः परिकीर्तितः. Shall I read the meaning?
Yes, yes.
Niyatasya prescribed duties to, but sannyasah renunciation, karmanah activities, na never, upapadyate is deserved, mohat by illusion, tasya of which, parityagah renunciation, tamasah in the mode of ignorance, parikirtitah declared. Meaning, prescribed duties should never be renounced. If by illusion one gives up his prescribed duties, such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Verse 8. Dukkam ityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayat tyajet sakritva rajasam tyagam naiva tyagabalam dave. Dukkam ityeva yat karma kaya klesha bhayat tyajet sakritva rajasam tyagam naiva tyagabalam dave. Dukkam ityeva yat karmam kaya klesha bhayat tyajet sakritva rajasam tyagam naiva tyagabalam labhe. Yes, Katyani Maji.
ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय दुःखमित्येव यत् कर्म कायक्लेशभयात् त्यजेत् सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Siddha Maji.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. दुःखमेत्येव यत् कर्म कार्यक्लेशभया त्यजेत् सकृत्वा राजसं त्यागं नैव त्यागफलं लभेत् दुःखम् unhappy iti thus ever certainly yat that which karma work kaya body klesha troublesome bhayat out of tyajet out of fear tyajet saha that kartavya after doing rajasam in the mode of passion, tyagam renunciation, na eva certainly not, tyaga renounced, phalam results, love it again. Anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear is said to be in the mode of passion. Such action never leads to the elevation of renunciation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And verse number 9. Karyamityeva yat karma niyadam kriyate Arjuna sangam tyektva bharam chaiva satyaga satvigo madaha. Karyamityeva yat karma niyadam kriyate Arjuna sangam tyektva bharam chaiva satyaga satvigo madaha. Karyamityeva yat karma niyadam kriyate Arjuna sangam tyektva bharam chaiva satyaga satvigo madaha. Yes, Katyanemaji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Rajamityeva yat karma niyadam kriyate Arjuna sangam tyaktva bhalam chaiva satyagaha satviko madaha. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Siddhamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. कार्यमित्येव यत् कर्मं नियतं क्रियते अर्जुन संगं त्यक्त्वा फलं चैव सत्यागः सात्विको मतः. कार्यम must be done iti thus ever thus yat that which karma work niyatam prescribed kriyate performed Arjuna o Arjuna sangam association tyaktva giving up phalam results sa also ever certainly saha that tyaga renunciation satvikaha in the mode of goodness mataha in my opinion, meaning but he who performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is of the nature of goodness, O Arjuna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanadivyanandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chachurunmedam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Jovagada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udavadamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagarajadam Sahagana Raghunadanvidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivishaganvidamsa He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadrubhescha Kripa Sindhuviyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Yajnanadabhak karma Tyajam karyameva tat Yajnodanam tapaschaivam pavanani manishinam. Acts of sacrifice, charity and penance are not to be given up, but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. Hare Krishna. So this chapter is beginning with a question from Arjuna. Arjuna wants to know the difference between sannyasa, that is renunciation, and tyaga. Tyaga means abandonment, relinquishment, abnegation, or we can say, or giving up. So what is the difference he wants to know? Because it has been mentioned in many places in 4th chapter and the 5th chapter, etc. Sannyasa is mentioned, tyaga is also mentioned. But exactly what is the meaning? It has not been provided by Krishna so far. So Arjuna wants to know whether both these are same. And so what is the common nature? Or if they are different, what are the different natures of these two words, of these two terms, sannyasa and tyaga? Sannyasa again means renunciation, and tyaga means abnegation or relinquishment. So Krishna, before he ventures to give his opinion, is giving the opinions of some learned people, sages and experts. He says that the next verse, Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu. Vidu means one who is knowledgeable. Kavaya means again Pandita, learned people. Learned people, Vidu, understands this. Learned people understand or they explain the word sannyasa, nyasam. Nyasam of nyasam kamyanam karmanam. Nyasa means giving up or renunciation. Renunciation of fruitive activity is called sannyasa. So speak the learned. Fruitive activities means that which gives results or that which work are done with a desire for fruits. Of course, it is contained in Vedas only. And we are speaking of those times when even the fruitive activities are prescribed by Vedas only, not this kind of sense gratification that is going on in this Kali Yuga. Not that. Even the sense gratification activities like desiring for good sons, properties, or elevation to heavenly planets. These are all sanctioned in Vedas, and Vedas provide ample opportunities way of yajnas to different demigods by which one can acquire these positions or be elevated to these heavenly planets. But this kind of acts, the works, the karma are based on a personal desire. A desire that is arising from mainly your Rajogun and Tamogun. So when you give up the voice, the learner says you have to give up. Sannyasa means when you relinquish or renounce this kind of activities, kami karmanam, is called sannyasa. Then what is then tyaga? Sarva karma bhala tyagam. Giving up all the results of work. Giving up the results of work, not the giving up the work itself. Is sarva karma, including the personal activities, personal desires, the kami karma, niyada karma, both these activities, when you give up the results, that is called tyaga. Who is saying that? Praho Vijakshana. Vijakshana means experts. The first one was given by Kavi. Kavi means the learned. And Vijakshana means the experts, a higher degree. So some may argue that not all works give results, but it is not so. All works, including Niyada Karma, and Niyada Karma is divided into two activities, daily activities, Nitya Karma, and occasional activities, Naimitya Karma. Nitya Karma and Naimitya Karma. Nitya Karma means daily activities, And Naimitika karma means occasional activities. Daily activities means is classified as denoted by term Pancha Mahayajna. Pancha Mahayajna means 5 basic yajnas, Mahayajnas: Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna, Pidri Yajna, Nara Yajna, and Bhuda Yajna. Brahma Yajna means to please the Brahman. And to please the Brahman, you have to recite Vedas or study Vedas and other scriptures on a daily basis. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. That is called Brahma Yajna. Deva Yajna means offering food to Devas, because this is obligatory, because Devas provide all the facilities of life. Air is supplied, water is supplied, food grains are supplied, everything is supplied by Devas. So we have to offer them food, nice food in yajnas, and take the remnants of this yajna. So the deeper understanding is that Devas are only parts of the Supreme Brahman, Krishna. And all those they are ordaining actually come from Krishna only. All they are a type of department heads. But they have been authorized by Krishna. Everyone has been given some departments: electricity department, air department, water department. So it is sufficient to understand this. Krishna is actually the Supreme Brahman. Then it is sufficient to offer food to Krishna only and take the remnants. So even this Niyata karma has also got effects, results. So this, then Deva Puja, then comes Brahma Puja, Deva Puja, and Pidri Puja, or Pidri Yajna rather, pleasing the forefathers. Then Nara Yajna means supplying food to the guests who may come. And then Bhuda Yajna, giving food to the animals. But of course, cows, the best of all the animals. Of course, cow is not classified as an animal also, but still feeding cows. Then, of course, you may feed some dogs and cats also, provided you are very careful that they don't enter your house. You have to ensure that. So that is Bhuda Yajna. So this is actually called Nitya Yajna or Nitya Karma. Then you have this Naimitya Karma. Naimitya means occasional, which is basically the samskaras, the 16 short samskaras, starting from Vivaha to Antyeshti, because that is executed at different stages of ashrama. And it is executed only and occasionally only, not on a daily basis. But anyway, both this Nitya Karma and this Naimitya Karma, both are Niyata Karmas, and both have these effects also. So all karma has got effects, and you have to sacrifice the results. If you sacrifice the results of these acts, that is called tyaga. So say the experts. Of these two words, he says that tyajam doshavit ege karma prahu and manishnaha tyajam doshavit idi ege manishna. One type of experts or wise people, basically Sankhya Yogins, they say that you have to give up. That means abstain from doing these acts which is faulty or full of faults. When you say full of faults, means it is basically, we have to understand, is attachment only. Attachment to work is mentioned, is attachment to work only. Not that there are bad work and that is a different category. But when you say the faults in the karma means, faults in acts means attachment. So basically they say that you don't want to get attached, basically don't work at all. So it's better to give up the results, give the work itself, than try to give up the attachment, the faults. But later, if you go 1849 and 50, Krishna says, Sahajam karma kaundeya sadosham vivina tyajed. There is faults. Everywhere, any work has got fault. 49. Sahajam karma kaundeya sadosham vivina tyajed. So, if there is fault also, it should not be given. But here, the Sankhya Yogins, they say that you should give the work. Because Sankhya Yogins basically are people going after Jnana Yoga. They are the Jnana Yoga category. So they always argue for giving up this work. Shankaracharya has given some very great purpose in verses 3.3 and these verses also in 18.3, 18.4, and all that. He has given verse of he says what is here sannyasa and tyaga is pertaining to karmanis only, not to the yogis or buddhi yogis, the Sankhya yogins. What he says that the Sankhya yogins have already given up the work. There is no question of the trying to understand the difference between sannyasa and tyaga, because there is no question of doing any work. So these particular verses are pertaining to the karmanis, or you can say the people who are working, karmis. But this is not agreed by our other acharyas like Ramanacharya and etc. He has given very strong refutation of this view. It is said that everybody has to work. Everybody has to work. Niyadam karma kaumadeya sado, sorry. And this 3.8 very clearly says niyada karma na karmane. Sorry. Yes. Nidam kuru karmatvam karma jyayo hi agarmana sharira yatra vichate na prasiddhet agarmana. Niyadam kuru karmatvam. Niyada karma you have to execute. You have to do. Why? At least for maintaining your body, you have to do some work. So everybody has to work. Whether you are a Sankhya yogin or you are a Karma yogin or any yogin, everybody has to work for his existence. So working for maintaining your body comes as a part of your nitya karma, nitya jnana. So Krishna says, Tyajam doshvit ega karma prahur manishna. The yogins, they say that you have to give the whole work. But others, cha pare, yajnadana karma cha nyatyajet idi cha pare. He say others, like Jaimini and all that, they say you should not give up yajna, taba, and dana. Yajna, dana, taba. These are work only, karma only. These work are obligatory. It is given in Vedas. So it doesn't attract sinful activities. The argument of Advaitavadis, or you can say Sankhya is that if you do this work, it has sinful activities like if you're trying to gather some paraphernalia for yajnas, it will mean doing harmful activities or himsa to some living entities. Yes, true. Gathering honey and all that, it is, I can say that it is harmful to some living entities like bees and all that. Or if you are sacrificing some animals, that is also himsa. So that means this work is faulty. But then others say that there's a sanction of Vedas. These activities, yajna, dana, and taba, has a sanction from Vedas. And wherever there is a sanction from Vedas, wherever activities which are sanctioned by Vedas, it will not attract sinful reactions. So, yajna, dana, and taba essentially to be executed, it is a part of obligatory work. So after giving 2 verses the opinions of experts, Krishna says, Nishayam Shunute Tunume Tatra Tyage Bharata Sattama Tyago hi Purusha Vyagra Trivigra Sampratitida. He says that, yes, hear from me now, my verdict. Now, my verdict is a final. These are all experts. These are all learned people, experts and everything. Big, great, knowledgeable sages and all that. But still, my verdict is a final. Because I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These people are not. So Krishna says, Tyago hi Purusha Vyaga Trivida Sampradipida. He immediately speaks only about Tyaga only. You can see that he is not touching on the word sannyasa, he is speaking only of Tyaga. From that very opening shlokas of Krishna, I mean, opinion given by Krishna, you can understand that both sannyasa and Tyaga have the different meaning, same meaning, not different meaning, same meaning only. Because he is not speaking of sannyasa, he is speaking only of Tyaga only. Tyago hi Purusha Vyaga Trivida Sampradita. And what is the 3 types of Tyaga? Referring to fruits. First is referring to fruits. Second is the work itself. And then the agency. So, in Trivida, like we have seen the Taba, 3 types of Tabas pertaining to body, words, and the mind. Like that, in case of Tyaga, the 3 different types are the fruits. We're talking about fruits, then the act itself, and then the agency. In 3.30, if you go to 3.30, you can see that Sarva Karmani Sannyasam Adhyatma Chetasa Nirmamo Nirahangara Nirashir Nirmamo Bhutva Yudhyaswa Vigadajura Mai Sarvani Karmani Sannyasa Adhyatma Chetasa Nirashir Nirmamo Bhutva Yudhyaswa Vigadajura. So these 3 types of sacrifice can be seen. Oh, sorry, not Tyaga, renunciation, or relinquishment, can be seen in this verse. Krishna says that surrendering all your actions to me with a mind focused on self. Adhyatma Chetasa. Chetasa means consciousness. Consciousness focusing on Adhyatma means on your soul only. Then free from Nirashir Nirmama, free from desire, Asha, Nirashi, Nirmama, selfishness. So, Nirashir Nirmama, Asha and Mama. Then what? Fight with the heat of excitement abated. Vigada Jura. Now you are a Kshatriya. When the fight starts, naturally you'll be in the mode of passion, and then there'll be excitement. The heat of excitement will be there. And Krishna says, fight with the excitement, heat of excitement abated. You have to bring down this excitement. That means you have to fight in a sattvic mode only. You cannot fight in the mode of passion. So that's a different matter. We'll go to that. So Krishna says, renunciation of foods. What is the renunciation of food? The first type is renunciation of foods. Renunciation of foods means heaven and other possessions do not belong to me. Heaven and other possessions do not. Heaven is a fruit. Other possessions like sons, goats, sheep, elephants, horses, big palaces. These are possessions that do not belong to me. Then the renunciation acts is complete when the possession, sense of possession in regards to what act? When you abandon the sense of possession. What is the sense of possession? The sense of possession is when you feel that these acts are mine, I am doing this, these acts are mine on account of their being means for fruits. Because they generate fruits. These acts which I am doing, they are my acts because they generate fruits which are to be mine, which are to be enjoyed by me. So act means these acts, a sense of possession on the act itself. So now we are speaking of tyaga. So tyaga means first you have to tyaga the fruits of action. Then you have to tyaga, that means relinquish the work itself, I mean devoid of possession of the work. And then what? Renunciation, that agency, that I am doing this, the feeling of I am doing this. So how you sacrifice this agency is ascribing the agency to the Lord only. The Lord is a final doer. When you come to 1814, you will be very clear. Because every act, ultimately, the God is the ultimate doer. In the sense that he is giving sanction. So we are ascribing the agency of work to Krishna. That is a tyaga of the agency. Then you have the tyaga of the fruits, and then you have tyaga of the work itself. So these are the three types of tyaga. Are we following, Snigdhamaji? Are we following? Hare Krishna. It looks like she's not there.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes,
No,
yes,
are you following?
yes, Prabhuji. Little bit we are trying to follow it. We are trying in a process, trying to follow it.
These are very important. These are very delicate, very subtle differentiation. That is actually given by Ramanujacharya only. So Ramanujacharya, an expert, he has given very great commentary on Bhagavad Gita. So the Trivida Tyaga is explained by Ramanujacharya in this manner. So if you are not very clear, better listen to class once more. Or if you have some doubts, you can raise it also. So Krishna says, Nishem Shrume Tatra Tyago, Tyaga or Tyaga, there is three types of Tyaga. So you listen from me. Then he says, he doesn't directly enter into this Tyaga first. First, he speaks about the background for this Tyaga. What is the background? He says, Yajna Jnana Tabak Karma Nyatyajam Karyamevadat Yajno Danam Tabaschaiva Pavanani Manishinam. Acts of sacrifice, charity, and penance are not to be given up, but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity, and penance purify even the great souls. Because if you are an aspirant for release, that means who are interested in moksha, liberation, these activities essentially to be performed. Why? Because they purify even the Manishna, even the great souls. When you want to be liberated, you want to get freed from this bondage, you have to purify yourself. Purify means the dirt that has accumulated by so many acts in the previous lives, crores and crores of lives, dirt has accumulated. Only after you purify this dirt, then only you have any chance of getting liberated. So doing this obligatory work near the karma, consisting of nitya karma and naimittika karma, if you do that, and yajna, dana, and taba are part of that, if you do that, it will purify your chitta, consciousness. That is required for people who are interested in liberation. So that you can see, the people who are desiring liberation are basically people in sattvic mode. They don't have any other desires. People in Rajogun and Tamogun have different desires. But you can see that this is directed at people who are sattvic people only. All through 16th and 17th chapter, you can find out this ultimately the people who are following the Vedas are sattvic people only. Or only you can say the sattvic people are only properly following the Vedas. So Manishna means great souls, means who are interested in getting freedom, getting liberated. For them, they should always engage in Yajna Dana Tava till they die, till they are dying. Up to the last day, they have to do this. Then how to do this? Then we come to next verse again. Krishna says, Edanapi tu karmani sangam tektva bhalani cha. Even these acts, even this yajna dana tapa should be done with a detachment. Sangam tektva, I am the doer, sangam, so say. And the bhalani, giving up the results, giving the fruits. In case of this nitya karma and nitya karma also, you should have a sense of agency of the fruits. This is my, what you call, decided and final view. This is my nishchidam madamuttamam. This is a final decision. You have to follow what I have decided. This is my verdict and you have to follow this. Then he comes to the three tyagas. He says, Niyadasyatu sannyasa karmano novapadyade mohatasya parityaga tamasa parikirtila. Prescribed duties should now be renounced. If by illusion one gives up his prescribed duties, such renunciation is said to be in the mode of ignorance. So the obligatory works near the karma should now be given up. If you are giving up, that means you can see the work itself is abandoned, means he's talking about sannyasa. But this is classified under tyaga only. If you are abandoning this to delusion, it is called tamasic. Moha means very delusion. So again, we can go back to this 3.8 when Krishna says, Niyadam kuru karmatvam karmajyayo hyakarmana sharir yatra bichet napasided. So even body cannot be sustained. So sacrifice has to be done. For sustenance of body, you have to do the sacrifice. That means giving the food offered first to Krishna. Verse 3.13 again says, Yajna. Yes. It's a very famous verse. And Krishna says, Yajna Shishtasina. Yajna Shishta means reverence. Yajna Shishta Ashinaha, one who eats. Yajna Shishtasina Sando Muchende Sarva Kilbishay. Bujtete to Bambam Ye Pajandi Atmakarana. If you are cooking for yourself, that means you are cooking as yourself. It is not a yajna. A sannyas especially is not supposed to cook for oneself, but he has to cook for Krishna. Because earlier Krishna said, Krishna that Yajnadana Tavaschaya Pavanani Manishnam. Pavanani purification. So you have to contemplate on that. Contemplation means worship. Contemplation means, Ramanuja says, worship only. That is upasana. Dhyana and upasana. Dhyana is contemplation, actually worship only. So we have to worship Krishna, the chief of all the devas, so that the remnants of food offered to Krishna will purify your consciousness and relieve you from all the sinful reactions. Again, when he says that when food is pure, the mind becomes pure. When the mind is pure, a remembrance becomes firm and fixed. And when remembrance is acquired, then there is relief from all knots from the heart. So we can see that why there is a direct perception of Brahman is dependent on food. Now you can say why the food actually is material, isn't it? But here we can very see that pure food is essential for Brahman realization. Why? Pure food purifies your consciousness. Only when you have pure consciousness, only you can have a perception of Brahman or Para-Brahman Krishna. You can see even great alvas like Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya was alva right from his beginning, right from his birth. He was a great knowledgeable person. He has defeated this Kolahala, a great debate. He has defeated, and then he was given half of the kingdom. And when he became king, he became engaged in these activities, and he was totally engaged in this administration, king as managing the country, ruling the country. That slowly his consciousness started being polluted. Then his grandfather's associate, one great sage, he came with a particular leaf. I mean, we can say kira, one particular type of kira, and somehow or other he gained entry to palace and started giving this kira on a daily basis to Yamunacharya through the help of his cook. And eating this kira, the special kira, the consciousness started becoming clear. So that is why we should always eat pure food only. That is why the prasadam has so much importance. That's why prasadam has so much importance in our life. You should eat only prasadam, nothing else. Otherwise, pabam only. Yajnashishtasena shando muchande sarva kilvishay. Bhungte tu agam bhavam ye pajandyatmagana. If you are not offering to Krishna and you are eating on yourself, you are inviting sins only. So under no circumstances, of course, if you're going on a preaching campaign, sometimes you may have to take food from outside. And Prabhupada says, yes, you can even eat meat also, he says. If it is not, nothing is, if you want, you can eat meat also, because preaching is most important. Other than preaching, if you are trying to eat other things, other food, or for your sense gratification, it will pollute your consciousness. So, preparing food, offering sacrifice is an act. And when you're giving this act, giving up this act, it is out of tamas only. So Krishna says, Niyadasya tu sannyasa karmano novabuddhyade mohatasya parityaga tamasa parigitida. So the first act by tamasic people, they are abandoning the act itself. That is also classified as tyaga. Tyaga in the mode of ignorance. And now the tyaga in the mode of passion is given next verse. Dukkamityeva yat karmam karya klesha bhaya tyajet sagritva rajasam tyagam naiva tyagavalam bhave. Now, giving up the work. Sannyasa means why you are giving the work? Because you want to have some benefit. The Sankhya Yogins, they say that when you're giving up the work, you are not doing any faulty activities. So naturally there will be purification. That is that side. But now some people, they are out of this Rajogun because of fear of bodily pain. They are giving up this work, which is again classified as Tyaga only. Why? Because you have to get up early sometimes. I mean, on a daily basis, you have to get up, freshen yourself, clean yourself, and do the worship, daily Mangalarti and all that. Then Ekadashi, Vradam, Tapas. So many things are there, which people in the motion, since they cannot tolerate even the slightest austerity, because they are so body consciousness, they are so interested in the comforts of their body and mind. They are very hesitant in doing these acts, and they give up these acts. So this is a act of Tyaga, which is in the mode of passion. So this kind of act does not give you any benefit at all. This is a na tyagam, naiva tyagabalam naved. You will not get any result out of this tyaga. And finally, the next verse, verse 9, Krishna says, what is actually tyaga in the mode of Satoguna? Karyamityeva yat karmam niyadam kriyate arjuna sangam tektva bhalam jeva satyaga satyo madaha. But he who performs his prescribed duty only because it is ought to be done and renounces all attachment to foods, his renunciation is the nature of goodness. Yes. What has been said in the fourth verse is now emphasized. Sorry, in the fifth verse is now emphasized here. Karyamiteva, they have to do as a obligatory, that is to be done. Something has to be done. This is our duty to do this. Niyata karma is my duty in the beginning. Niyata karma is my duty. And without sangam tektva bhalam cheva. Again, we discuss sangam tektva, giving up the agency, ascribing to Krishna, and then giving up the foods. Like, for example, in our spiritual activities, we are duly doing the chanting the 16 rounds. The 16 rounds, initially, you have to do it as an obligatory thing. It's the order of your spiritual master to chant 16 rounds. Srila Prabhupada has ordered you to chant 16 rounds. So, we are taking an oath at the time of Diksha. We take an oath that we will chant, I will chant 16 rounds on a daily basis. This is an obligation, it's an oath that or promise that is given to spiritual masters, Srila Prabhupada, say that we'll do it every day. So that becomes an obligation on our part. That karma, which is a spiritual activity for us, for Vaishnavas, especially chanting, in the beginning, it may looks like obligatory. But later on, when you develop a taste for chanting, it becomes very, very sweet. Like Rupa Goswami says to Sanatana Goswami, oh my dear brother, I never knew that these two words, Krishna, had so much sweetness that I cannot stop from chanting. I wish I have millions of tongues to chant this word Krishna. So you can see even the highest stage also, one is not giving up this thing, this chanting. First, it is obligatory. In the second one, in advanced stage, it becomes so sweet. If you go in the 18th chapter, you can see that in the Sattva-guna, the works, in the beginning, it may look very, very difficult. Vishatulyam. Then Amritam. At the later stage, it becomes Amritam. Of course, chanting is never Vishatulyam, even in any stage. Or eating prasadam. Prasadam is always nice. Maybe you have some taste for other foods in the beginning, but you give up this because other foods means foods in Tamogun and Rajogun, which you have seen in the 17th chapter. But these are things that cannot be offered to Krishna. So naturally, you have to offer only sattvic food to Krishna only. Then in the beginning, people who are, accustomed to eating many types of foods, in the beginning may find it difficult to eat only sattvic food. But later, when the consciousness becomes clear, you start loving this prasadam. And being prasadam, it has immediate effect also. So Krishna says, Sangam tektva bhalam jeva satyaga satvigo bhava. That renunciation is perfect. That is in mode of sattva. So that's all for today. Thank you very much. If you need any clarification, you can ask.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Actually, the tyaga or renunciation in ignorance, in the mode of ignorance, I could not understand. Actually, it is given that the activities we perform, we renounce the activities, but how it is on illusion?
Because they don't understand exactly what is yajna, exactly what is dana or charity, or sorry, or taba, austerities. It is given in Vedas, but since they have no attachment, or they have okay, say they dislike these Vedas because of illusion, they give up these acts. Illusion means starting from ignorance. So that's why tamasic people are called ignorance. If you go to verse 17 point, so 14.17, you see 14.17. Pramada moho tamaso bhavati ajnanamev cha. Sattva sanjayate jnanam rajaso loba eva cha. Pramada moho tamaso bhavati
Bhavito
ajnanamev cha.
jnanameva cha. Yes.
From the mode of ignorance, foolishness, madness, and illusion develop. So you are giving up this yajna, dana, taba because you don't have a proper knowledge. Why you don't have proper knowledge? And because of you don't have proper knowledge, you are in illusion. Because you don't have a proper knowledge. That is why Ramanuja has given so many definitions on the we have in Bhagavad Gita itself, you have 3.8, 3.13, and then Upanishads, Sattva Shuddhi, that verse we have given, pure food purifies your mind, and when mind is purified, remembrance is purified, and remembrance is purified, the tiny cells and spiritual cells become activated, and they becomes firm. Since these people are ignorant of this, they are giving up this, and that kind of renunciation or giving up or tyaga is called in the mode of ignorance, tamasic. Is it clear?
Yes. Rajasic people renounces because of fear, because of
Yes,
the
they know about tyaga. That's why in so many classes say they know about this Vedas, they know the sanctions and injunctions in Vedas, but since they're afraid, I mean, because of their so much attachment to body,
yes,
the
yes,
body comforts.
yes. They don't want to leave the comforts, and they don't want to renounce.
Do the austerities. So they give up these actions.
Yes. Then in the question, which one is better? It is obviously tyagi is better than a sannyasi.
No. Actually, what means tyaga and sannyasa same only. It's same
Yes,
only. It's not
yes,
different. It's same only. Krishna is not at all talking about sannyasa. He's talking about tyaga only. No, tyaga, the two types. Tyaga means giving up the work or giving up the results.
yes,
So sannyasa means they are kamyana and karmanyasam. So giving up the work is called sannyasa. Giving up the results is called tyaga. Both are the same only.
yes.
Both basically both are tyaga only. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you. You can recite this.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Praladadayini, Hiranyakashiporvakshaha, Silatankanakhalai, Ito Narsinho Parato Narsinho, Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsinho, बहिर्नरसिंहार्दयेर्नरसिंह नरसिंहमदि शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलबधे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गं दलित हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गं केशवधृत नरहरिरूप जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे, जय जगदीश हरे, जय नरसिंह देव, जय नरसिंह देव, नरसिंह देव, जय नरसिंह देव, जय नरहरि, जय नरहरि, नरहरि, जय नरहरि, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह, जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह, जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह, प्रहलाद नरसिंह, जय प्रहलाद नरसिंह, जय जय प्रभुपाद, 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 निताय गौर हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि बोल। ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युमृत्यु नमाम्यहम्। ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युमृत्यु नमाम्यहम्। ओम उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युमृत्यु नमाम्यहम्। श्री नरसिंह, जय नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह, प्रह्लादेश जय पद्म पद्मभृंग, श्री नरसिंह, जय नरसिंह, जय जय श्री नरसिंह, प्रह्लादेश जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृंग, सर्व विघ्न विनाशक नरसिंह भगवान की जय।
Jai. Go Premanande. Hari Hari Bol.
हरि हरि बोल।
Thank you very much. കത്തിയനിമാജി നമ്മുടെ ആ ട്രിപ്പ് ക്യാൻസൽ ചെയ്തു കേട്ടോ.
ഏ?
നമ്മുടെ യാത്രയുണ്ടല്ലോ,
ഏ?
തീർത്ഥയാത്ര തിരുപ്പതി എന്തെങ്കിലും പോകണം നമ്മൾ തീരുമാനിച്ചു മറ്റന്നാൾ തൊട്ടാണ്. അത് ക്യാൻസൽ ചെയ്തു. ഭയങ്കര മഴ, ഫ്ലഡ് ആണ് ആന്ധ്രയില്.
അവിടെ
അവിടെ ആ ഭാഗം വെള്ളത്തിലാണ്.
ഞാനത് ചോദിക്കണം ചിരിക്കുന്നു. കാരണം കാണിച്ചേ അപ്പൊ ഈ എങ്ങനെയാണ് നീ മറ്റന്നാളേക്ക് ഉണ്ടാവോ ഇല്ലെന്നൊക്കെ അറിയില്ലല്ലോ.
അതെ, അപ്പൊ അത് കാരണം നിർത്തിയില്ല. മുഴുവൻ വെള്ളത്തിലാണ്. ഞങ്ങൾ ഫോട്ടോ വിജയവാഡ എല്ലാം മുഴുവൻ വെള്ളത്തിലാണ്. കംപ്ലീറ്റ് ഫ്ലഡ് ആണ് അവിടെ. ഇനിയിപ്പോ 5-ാം തീയതി വീണ്ടും മഴ വരുന്നുണ്ട് പറയുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പൊ എന്തായാലും പ്രശ്നം അവിടെ പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടാവും. അപ്പൊ അവര് തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞു വരണ്ടാവുന്നു അവര്.
ശരി, അപ്പൊ ഞാൻ കല്യാണത്തിന് ഞാൻ നാളെ രാവിലെ പോകുന്നു.
റൈറ്റ്.
ശരി.